What is going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy 97KT back with another video for you guys today. And today's video is something that weighs heavy on my heart. It weighs heavy on my heart because it could be my family that it happens to next. It could be your family that it happens to next. And for people to sit here and try to rationalize it, people to sit here and try to make it seem like what they did was not wrong, shame on you. I might have to see you as a little bit of evil if that's all you're going to claim. Now, I'm not going to give you the story, but I'm going to go ahead and let Denver 7 give the report.
The Aurora Police Department now at the center of a new controversy. Officers putting a family in handcuffs, mistakenly thinking they were in a stolen car. They were not. It is just the latest in a string of controversial decisions made by Aurora police officers. And tonight, just as we hear from that horrified mother, in the last 5 minutes, we learn Aurora has named a new police chief. Vanessa Wilson is the new chief. She's been working to address this incident along with the growing calls for changes in policy, transparency, and accountability. Denver 7's Addie Guajardo joins us live tonight. Addie?
Well, Shannon, the Aurora city manager is recommending Vanessa Wilson. They're still having to make that final decision on the next interim police chief. He addressed it today, saying that she has taken on head-on some big issues, including firing those officers who mocked the death of Elijah McClain. There has been a lot of backlash from that firing. We heard the Aurora Police Association called her unfit for the job, but today we're hearing a different story. Wilson has been with the Aurora Police Department 23 years. And today, just 30 minutes ago, I want to read this to you before we launch into our story today. She released a statement on behalf of the Aurora Police Department apologizing for a family that was wrongly targeted and held at gunpoint. We have that story.
There's kids.
It's these cries and screams Brittany Gilliam can't bring herself to relive.
That's terrifying. As a parent, that's heartbreaking.
Gilliam says she was searching for an open nail salon while sitting in a parking lot on Bucklet and Iliff in Aurora.
And she's screaming like, hey, auntie, the police.
When officers pulled up from behind.
They got their guns on us.
Gilliam was in the SUV with her 6-year-old daughter, 12-year-old sister, and 2 nieces, one 14, the other 17 years old. Police say a license plate reader alerted them the SUV was stolen.
You keep saying that a vehicle is stolen, but you haven't asked for a registration, a license, none of that.
Gilliam was detained and her sister and niece were handcuffed on the ground.
The whole point of you being a police officer is protect and serve for the people. You did not protect and serve. You put a gun on 4 kids.
It turns out the stolen vehicle was actually a motorcycle, not Gilliam's SUV. Both vehicles share the plate number, but they were from different states. Interim Police Chief Vanessa Wilson weighed in.
So the mistake is that the officer was going off of what dispatch told them that was confirmed. So he was acting in good faith that was confirmed.
2 officers apologized, but Gilliam says the damage is done.
I don't accept the apology. No, I don't want to hear that apology.
A traumatic situation, she says, changed her daughter's perception of police.
I hate cops. That's exactly what she said.
They had guns drawn on kids.
Aurora police say it's part of their unwritten policy to pull a gun during a high-risk stop.
At what point was it high risk when you just barely pulled your gun out?
Gilliam is now calling for change.
Get a new damn policy.
Now, brothers and sisters, I just want to ask you, what did you see in that video? Of course, some will paint the picture and make them seem like they were heroes, stopping a criminal getting away with a stolen good. But in my honest opinion and in my eyes, I seen a group of pussies. A group of pussies who had the gumption, who had the audacity, to have the right of mind to point a weapon at a little girl, to point a weapon at a mother and her kids. And I don't know about y'all, but when I see the people they were treating as if they were hardened criminals, to see how they looked, I'm gonna ask you, in your honest opinion, in your eyes, do they look dangerous? do they look like ones who can put a threat to your life? Really? If that's the case, then everybody needs to be gone. Everybody should just die. In their mind, I guess. Because there's no way a little girl that young, that vulnerable, that impressionable can be seen as a threat. There's just no way. And I understand that in their rule book that when coming up on a situation such as that, to treat it as such, there should have been a little click that went off in their mind. As those people, as that little girl, as her sibling, as her mother steps out of that vehicle, there should have been a click that said, hey, wait. We don't need to be so high-strung. We don't need to be so ready to go. There must be a misunderstanding. But no. They go through the motions because in their mind they see black, they see evil. And I just pray to God and I hope for that family that their peace of mind, their mental health is not affected by these group of pussies. I just pray for them. Because we all know how impressionable children are. With adults, a little bit of therapy, not every adult is the same, but hopefully with a little bit of therapy, a little bit of time, the scars can heal. But for children, it's way harder. Because remember, those kids grow up. So even though at the time they might not know what's going on, they might not be conscious of what's going on, it is still subconscious. And that is a problem. And that the experience was not something normal. Was not something that every kid goes through. All the little Timmies, all the little Tommies, they will probably never go through what that young child went through. And that could be said for many experiences that the black community has faced at the hands of these so-called heroes. These so-called protectors of the community. The so-called good guys. And it's a shame. Like, it really gets me to think of how garbage these people are. Like how trash their whole force is. That you make mistakes like this. And it seems like there's always a mistake, always an incident. It would be different if it was at least once a year. Or a couple of cases every 5 years. But in this short span? Really? Like, was this not the same place where that young man, that young innocent man, Elijah McClain, died? Like, come on, man. There's too many. And I can only imagine how that situation could have turned into the worst. Where accidental fires were shot and a mother either being killed or one of her kids being killed or probably the whole family being killed. That is why these conversations of defunding the police are important. I know when folks hear defund the police, that means they're getting rid of them altogether. And that's not the case. And you know that's not the case. But you make it the case so that people can listen to your side a little bit easier. Oh, they want to get rid of the police so we can't support it. No. You know that not to be true. And to be very honest with you, I would rather those monies that these pussies use to be recycled into the community. To be recycled into places where people are struggling and they need help. Because with all the money that they have and all the training that they have, all the access that they have to it, they still make mistakes like this? They're still taught things like this? Doesn't make sense. It seems like it's pointless. We all know that the correlation to poverty and crime is there. It is a real thing. The more backed into a corner a person is, the more options that they don't have, the more chances that they will be doing a robbery. The more chances that they will be trying to kill somebody for that check, for that bread. Because in this system that we have created, money is everything. Money dictates how you're living. Money dictates who you can speak to. Money dictates your everyday life. And that's just the harsh reality. That's just the harsh truth of it. So again, brothers and sisters, let us not be fooled. Let us not be bamboozled. Let us not be hoodwinked. Right now, we are having a spiritual warfare. All of these cases, all these situations are it's just the devil's way of playing. That is his sole movement. Corruption, chaos. That's why we need to get back to a spiritual place. We need to get back to believing that there is a God. Because in my honest opinion, it seems like he's not happy. And I can understand why. I'm not trying to force you to believe in anything. I'm not trying to sell you something. But look, it is obvious that there's some real evil going on. Some real inner workings that are happening that we need to be privy to. So brothers and sisters, it's been your boy 97KT. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening. If you have any critiques or criticisms, please let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can go ahead and chat it up with me on my social media that will be in the descriptions. So as always, from my heart to yours, stay blessed, stay strong, stay aware, and stay up. Peace. I'm out.